The photo of Archie's christening is beautiful, however. What's the road after? The truth about the photo editing in Archie's christening photos. Signs of photo editing in Prince Archie's official photo. Is Harry and Meghan's act of photoshopping a photo to hide from the public's eyes worthy of condemnation? Let's explore interesting things with me. Welcome back to Meghan's channel and the unique charm of her horse teeth. Let's dive into lively discussions and explore intriguing topics together. We all know that christening pictures are heavily edited. Look at Catherine's size. There's another image that's a staggering 99% photoshopped. The late Queen and Prince Philip were looking down lovingly at Archie, held in Meghan's arms. The late Queen and Prince Philip were pictured at the Royal Windsor Horse Show in 2018, wearing the same outfit of a powder blue jumper, shirt, and striped pleated skirt, and standing in the same pose, while looking affectionately at the foal of one of the late Queen's favourite horses. That image at the Royal Horse Show suddenly disappeared from the internet. When we saw that image of Archie with the late Queen and Prince Philip, we were in awe because we knew she was looking at a pony. It's probably not something that will attract much attention unless the media decides to say so. Harry and Meghan ruined this idea, and now most people don't believe anything they say or do. Even if the babies look real, there are still many doubts. We can recognize Archie by his ears. Archie's ears have earlobes in some photos and no earlobes in other photos. That's something that doesn't change with age, and it's one of the reasons why I think she started cupping her hands around his head rather than a childish gesture of affection from a protective mother. Everyone knew that was not the time when the supposed kids would show up to make money. If Harry thinks he's protecting his children, he needs to see the truth. If he thinks this is normal, then he's gone further than I thought. At that time, the christening picture was separated and known to have been put back together. Prince of Wales and William are larger than the others. The chairs have no legs. Every photo released by Hank and Skank has been altered or added to in some way. Where's the commotion? When I first saw the christening photo, I knew something was wrong. Princess Catherine's image stands out like a sore thumb. Now everyone is back to looking at photos of the despicable duo and trying to Photoshop them. What took them so long? It seems that photoshopping photos of prisoners of war has yielded some unexpected results. Meghan and Harry must be in desperate need of money and very aware of their unpopularity. Desperate times therefore call for desperate measures, which means pulling out the alleged children and trafficking them. Make money with pictures of poor children. Meghan should put up for sale the ceramic plates and coffee mugs with pictures of the kids supposedly on them on her luxury website, the TIG2. And I have to say, I'm delighted that people are now going through and scrutinizing Meghan's pictures and exposing again the extreme manipulation and photoshopping in them. Has anyone noticed that in the black and white photo of only Harry and Meghan holding Archie, taken at the christening, Meghan is not holding Archie's head. The baby is 2 months old. The first 3 months, the baby cannot bear the weight of the head. In my opinion, in the hand photo, Meghan's arm is not in the right position to provide the necessary support. That Archie christening photo was singled out in 2019, showing everything that had been photographed in the store, including the time difference between Charles's watch and the one on the stove heating. They even compared them to similar photos of the same outfit in completely different settings. It has been known since they appeared that they are not real. Just a few more comments about the baptism painting. Firstly, the ratio is too different. If Camilla and Catherine stood up, they would be about 7 centimeters tall based on their sitting proportions. Second, no expert would let Jerk, Berserk, and the doll sit like them. They will always focus on the couch and in the picture. Third, Diana's sisters are classy ladies. I'm sorry, I'm not sure of their names, however there is no way that that person would wear a regular outdoor hat for the christening. Not only the legs on the back of the chair is missing, however the 2 legs in front of the chair are uneven. The left leg is longer than the right. Also, the heels on Catherine's shoes appear to be missing. If you look at everyone's proportions, even taking into account their positions, if this were a real photo, Catherine would be about 2 feet taller than Meghan. Similar to Camilla, she will be significantly taller than Charles. Also, a notable absence, Her Majesty, the Queen and Prince Philip. Why are they missing? In both pictures, with the gruesome twosome, Meghan's jawline, neck and nose have been fixed. Her nose, in the pics, is very straight and pointed, whereas in true form, she has a pug or short, rounded nose. We all know that Meghan was photoshopped. Two-tone skin, wrinkles in clothes and face, and others. In the christening photo, if Catherine stood up, she would be taller than her head. Same with Camilla, and why is Catherine's chair further away from everyone else? There was also the problem with Princess Diana's sister. She dressed in a completely inappropriate, very casual style. However, the strangest thing, and you will have to zoom in, Meghan's arm has a paw where you might expect to see a baby's hand. This is an amateur cut and paste job. Neil Sean said Meghan would include photos allegedly of the children in her cooking show, American Riviera Orchard. Honestly, I don't think we'll see the accused kids again. We know Harry and Meghan photoshopped all of their photos. Those supposed children never grew up in photoshopped pictures. This manipulation was pointed out at the time the photo first came out. I remember them making a fuss about whether a leg on Catherine's chair would be cut off or not. All this fuss has been going on and is easy to spot in photos for decades. This sounds like desperation to me. I always suspected that they kept the children out of the public eye to maximize their value to the press and media. Things haven't been going well for them since they left the royal family. Unlucky Harry's penchant for litigation has certainly cost him a fair amount of money, and he has no kind, wise friend to tell him to give it up. If only they would stop their obsessive hate campaign against Harry's family, things would improve. I don't care about Harry or his children, and certainly not his fake, classless wife. Precious titles for children should have been bestowed according to the king's wishes. As we remember, the pretender wife bestowed them on herself, despite revealing her distaste for titles at the time of Archie's birth. And what a ridiculous name for a prince. Meghan is not princess or duchess material. I don't believe they have custody of any children. She had a hysterectomy at the age of 29. He told 2 separate reporters about 3 to 4 years before he met the skateboarder that due to his medical condition, he could not get a woman pregnancy. They signed 2 replacements for the kids. Since the children do not share DNA with either of them, they will have to adopt the children. Although they spent time with the boy while in England, they have not seen him since. They were never allowed to adopt him. His biological mother could have stopped them, and no, I'm not sure how. So frustrated was the surrogate, who repeatedly did things against the contract, that she went to court and stopped the adoption before the baby was born. They have never seen her. Also, look at the day this photo was taken. When the photo was taken, Northey said 2-day-old Archie is right. That's not a 2-day-old baby. And what I wonder is why the royal family following all these lies again. They knew they weren't there. Why did they let these 2 get away with all of this? From the beginning, it is clear that the children are surrogates. They are not real. Regarding manipulation, I would like to add that tweaking contrast and lighting is editing and absolutely part of photography. It was used before digital photography, as well as color filtering, so it is not a manipulation. However, altering anything in a photo is illegal because it calls into question the authenticity of the photo. Another detail is that Catherine's arrival in blue is not a big sign. Perhaps she changed when she arrived at Windsor Castle. William wasn't wearing a vest when he got in the car. His shirt seemed more cream than white, so he changed too. Is there any editing? Certainly, however, not to the extent that Catherine's entire outfit was completed. The blue neckline on the car is completely different from her dress in the photo. To me, that suggests she changed her dress after arriving. Not too many years after their birth, Meghan seems to have missed the whole point. The photos shared the process of growing up and developing, however, now it's too late. The unlicensed pleasure lies partly in catching a glimpse of emerging personalities, which is why the photos of George, Charlotte and Louis are so compelling, from the day's closely scrutinized moments first, to school, to public events. Probably the worst Photoshop I've seen to date is the photo she posted of Archie holding a basket by the chicken coop. He has 2 left hands. Another detail is that I remember that Charles Spencer released a photo showing that his sisters were with him and could not have been at this photo event at the same time. If Meghan takes advantage of the children, she will lose even more support, keeping them almost permanently out of sight, supposedly to protect them, however then happily plastering their faces on the TV screen to make money. I never thought we'd see well-behaved, happy, comfortable children with their parents, because there's nothing normal about Harry. We all know that the release of this photo at that time was that as soon as Catherine appeared in public, Meghan released the photo to get all the attention to be on her. She is so jealous of Catherine that she will do anything to get attention. Another point, if I remember correctly, is that the Archbishop who was supposed to preside over the ceremony was elsewhere that day. Jake Rosenberg, one of her former acquaintances who designed the TIG, is now expected to photograph the children. Perhaps he is also the one who photoshopped this photo because he is a Photoshop master. If kids exist, probably they are too young to undergo plastic surgery, so have to be kept hidden. They probably aren't cute enough for Ragland because, let's face it, the ginger is very unattractive and Ragland without makeup is even more so. If she froze eggs and the alleged kids carried her DNA between the 2 parents, they would be very plain or even seriously fugly. The pics we have seen of the alleged boy kid are of a tot that is cross-eyed, so what other things would Ragland consider inexcusable defects in an innocent child? I feel sorry for those children. Those unlucky isolated kids will need a lot of therapy, especially after their classmates let them watch their mom's blue movies and dad's Las Vegas shenanigans. If they are real, when they grow up they will probably feel ashamed of the things their parents did. How sad for those children. Until now, it seems that many people are no longer interested in photos of children because they are too boring and appear too much in the media. Not too many years after their birth, Meghan seems to have missed the whole point. The photos share the process of growing up and developing, now it's too late. The unlicensed pleasure lies partly in catching a glimpse of emerging personalities, which is why the photos of George, Charlotte and Louis are so compelling, from the day's closely scrutinized moments first, to school, to public events. It's not rocket science to figure out how to engage the public. I watched Live, where they discussed this photo. Meghan and Harry allegedly, in addition to the threats, also sent them an unredacted file. Except, after all this time, who can believe that this file is unedited, and original? Too little, too late. It looks like Harry will soon become the second Meghan. Harry has never done anything. He has loving parents and grandparents. He never hides and never talks about it. The young royals have grown up and are used to the attention. Yes, they know they are privileged, however, not as promiscuous as an arrogant, spoiled brat like Harry. He is a nightmare and always very rude to courtiers, and Diana tolerated this behavior. He has more freedom than his brother William, and as for him being the backup, that idea was dropped when Prince George was born. Harry even did a TV interview saying how his days of fame have been numbered since the birth of Prince George. I personally think he is very jealous of his brother, that William has a beautiful wife, their children, and how the whole world loves them. He wants all the adoration for him. His overbearing arrogance and demands proved this to be true, and his wife created the conditions for him to reveal his true nature of greed, jealousy, arrogance, and lies. Harry and Meghan will pay the price for the terrible actions they took to benefit themselves. I'm very sorry to have to say that when those poor children, whether real or not, are just innocent children. Why treat those children like that? Use them as a money-making tool and keep them from meeting royalty. That is no different than depriving these children of their rights. What do you think about this photoshopped photo and Meghan and Harry's condemnable actions toward the children? Children are innocent because they know nothing. They need to be protected and live a better life than living with narcissistic parents. I understand they don't have a choice in who their parents will be. However, I feel so sorry for them. Reflecting on the issues we've just discussed, I believe it opens up a fascinating array of perspectives and deepens our understanding. Your opinions are incredibly valuable as they enrich our discussions and help us approach topics from various angles. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this video. Your support is a powerful motivator for us to continue improving and delivering more insightful content. Thank you, and I look forward to our next encounter. Take care.